So making your way into your comfortable seat. You can sit up on a block or a pillow, folded blanket. If you need a little bit of a lift in the hips, it takes a little bit of the pressure off of the back body. So when you find your seat, just for a moment, maybe find any tiny movements that you might need. So maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. We don't even realize how much stress we hold sometimes in the hands and the feet. Maybe rotating the wrists. And then finding a place of stillness. Allow the eyes to soften or to close. And let's all take a deep, full breath in through the nose. And open the mouth and just sigh it out. 2 more, just like that. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. And 1 more deep, full breath in, arriving on your mat. And exhale, sigh it out. Now beginning to inhale and exhale through the nose, as long as that's comfortable for you. And beginning to smooth the breath out, continuing to deepen it. Feeling this gentle rise and fall. And noticing where you feel the breath moving the most in your body this morning. And so maybe that's in the chest or in the sides of the rib cage. Maybe you feel that gentle up and down in the belly or in the shoulders. Beginning to see if you can draw the breath all the way down into the belly. And from there, seeing if you can allow the breath to spread, to feel as though it's opening the whole body. Feeling your whole body breathing. Noticing if there are any areas that you might be holding a little bit of tension, maybe in the shoulders, see if you can release them. Seeing if you can smooth out the muscles of the face. And feeling the lower half of the body, the knees, the legs, your sit bones growing nice and heavy, releasing to gravity. And take 3 more deep, full breaths here in your own time. Just really becoming present in your body in this moment, paying attention to each inhale and each exhale. And then when you're ready, beginning to find a little movement in the fingers and toes once again. Maybe rotating the wrists. And when you're ready, dropping the chin to the chest, feeling that nice stretch in the back of the neck. Notice if your shoulders have crept up or forward as you've dropped the chin. See if you can draw them back. Take one more breath here in stillness. And then nice and slow, beginning to find some movement through the neck. So maybe tracing the collarbones with the chin, or maybe just rolling the head so one ear comes over one shoulder. Moving really, really slowly. And if you find any place in your range of motion that feels a little bit pinchy or tight, maybe just pausing there, breathing into that space, seeing if you can release a little with the exhale, and then moving on. Now maybe beginning to find some other movement or to move a little bit faster, a little bit smoother. Maybe nodding the head up and down. Maybe turning the chin side to side. Maybe taking some full circles with the nose. Making sure that you're not crunching the back of the neck. And if you're circling the nose, go ahead and switch directions. And then bring the chin back up to neutral. Allow the eyes to open if they're closed. And let's just start to take some shoulder rolls, starting to roll both shoulders. Really seeing if you can go through your full range of motion gently. And then maybe rolling the shoulders one at a time. Maybe getting the arms involved if that feels good. And then whenever you're ready, reverse the direction. So whichever way you were rolling the shoulders, roll it the opposite. And again, maybe rolling them one at a time or getting the arms more involved if that feels good for you. And then coming back to center stillness. And then let's just take the right hand out next to us. So if you're on a bolster, maybe just reaching the fingertips down to the floor. You can also move your bolster or your blanket aside. And then let's send the left hand up and over. So finding a side bend to the right. Ooh. And then on your inhale, opening the chest a little bit towards the ceiling. And exhale, rounding the chest a little bit down towards the floor. So this can be a really big movement. You can get the arm involved, or it can be really small and subtle. Inhaling to open. And exhaling to round. One more time. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. And on your next inhale, go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Reach through the left fingers. Really feel that length in the left side body. And see if you can keep that length as you twist to the right. So left hand comes to the right knee or thigh. Right hand can come behind the hip. Sit up nice and tall here. And then gently take the chin back over to the left. So turning the head opposite. And then slowly move the head back over to the right. Maybe looking over your right shoulder, maybe not. And give it one more breath up and down the spine. And then slowly unwind, come back to center. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, find a gentle forward fold. So maybe finding a little sway here, maybe shaking the head a little, yes and no. Hips are still heavy, sit bones are still grounding you down. And then draw the belly button to the spine as you slowly walk yourself back up. And if you're sitting cross-legged, go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. So crossing less habitual way. All right. And then let's take our side bend to the other side. So left hand comes to the outside. If you're sitting on something, probably take it down to the mat. And then inhale, reach the right arm up, find your side bend to the left. And on your next inhale, open the heart towards the ceiling. And exhale, gently rounding down towards the floor. And inhale to open. And exhale to round. And one more time, inhale, open. And exhale, round. And on your next inhale, let's sit up nice and tall. Reach through the right fingertips. Feel that side body grow long. Keep that length in the spine as you find your twist to the left. So sit up nice and tall here. And then slowly turn the chin back to the right. And then bring the chin nice and slow through center all the way over to the left. And then slowly begin to release, come back to center. Inhale, reach the fingers up. And exhale, find that forward fold one more time. And again, maybe rock a little here, letting the chin drop to the chest, softening the forehead. And if it feels comfortable for you, walk both hands to the right side of your mat. And then walk the hands through center over to the left side. And then walk the hands back to center. Take one more breath here into the back body. And then slowly walk yourself up. And we'll come into table. So take your time getting there. If you need to pad the knees or grab a little towel, go ahead, knees or wrists. So from table, I'm going to let you go through your own version of cat-cow today. So there's a couple different options. I'm going to demonstrate them and then you can choose which one you'd like the most, or you can move through several of them. There's just traditional cat-cow where the hands and the knees are in line and you're dropping the belly on the inhale, opening the heart, and on the exhale, rounding through the spine. So that's option number one. Option number two is kind of on the same plane of motion. You're just dropping the hips further back as you round, and then dropping the elbows and rolling through and coming up into your cow. This is a little bit of a rolling cat-cow. And then the third option, you're starting back almost like child's pose as well, but you're just rounding in the other direction. So you're rounding to one side and then forward. And on your exhale, rounding to the other side and back. So often referred to as drunken cat-cow. So finding one of these that feels good for you today. Moving with your breath, nice and slow. And if you're circling, doing drunken cat-cow, go ahead and switch the direction whenever you're ready. And feel free to try a different version of cat-cow, or if you'd like, maybe begin to find some other movement now, sending the hips side to side or circling them. Maybe looking over opposite shoulders. Take 2 more breaths to explore any movement here. And then come back to neutral table, so neutral spine. Press all 10 fingers, all 10 knuckles down into the mat, and then sort of press away in the hands. So you're almost sort of rounding in the shoulders here. And then keep your left hand planted on your inhale, right fingertips reach. And exhale, we're just dipping that right hand under the left, so kind of rounding that right shoulder. And inhale to lift and open. And exhale, just send that hand under. One more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, let's thread the needle here. So right arm under the left, releasing onto the right side of the head. You can always use a block under the head if the floor feels far away. Finding any version of this pose that feels good. So maybe sending that left hand towards the top of your mat. Maybe pressing the hips back a little bit. You can also take that left hand to the low back or point it up towards the ceiling. And you can even extend that left foot. If you want a more active version, curling the toes under, lifting that hip. A little bit of a balance challenge here, so just be careful. And breathing wherever you are. And give it one more deep breath into the side body. And then slowly release the knee if it's lifted. Draw that left hand back. Use it to help you press back up to table. And let's just take 3 rounds of regular cat-cow. So inhale, belly drops. Exhale, rounding through the spine, draw the chin to the chest. Inhale, belly drops, heart opens. Exhale, rounding through. One more round. And draw the chin to the chest. Press the mat away in your cat. And then come back to neutral spine. I'm going to flip around so the right arm is facing you. Well, the correct arm, I should say. All right, keep the right hand planted. Press into all of the knuckles on that hand. And then on your inhale, left fingertips reach. Exhale, dip that left hand under the right arm. And inhale to lift and open. Exhale, just dip the fingers under. One more time. Inhale, open. And exhale. And again, go through your checklist here. Find your comfortable position. Maybe it would feel good to extend that right hand. Maybe it would feel good to extend the right leg, curling the toes under. Making this version of the stretch your own. And give it one more breath wherever you are. Then release that right knee if it's lifted. Draw the right hand back. Use it to help you unwind. Press back up to table. And let's curl the toes under. Send the hips up and back, finding downward dog. So go ahead and take a look at your hands in down dog. Make sure that they're in one line. So sometimes the dominant hand has a tendency to creep back a little bit or forward. Just noticing, drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Maybe taking your dog for a little walk, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe shaking the head a little, yes and no. And then finding stillness in your down dog here. You're pressing the hips up towards the ceiling. And then let's bend the knees generously, lift the heels. And then press up onto the toes, the balls of the feet. So you're lifting the hips even more. And then release the heels, press them down towards the mat. Let's do that one more time, stretching through the feet. So bend the knees generously. Belly is coming towards your thighs. And then lift the heels, lift the hips. Legs are straight. And then press the heels down towards your mat. And then let's look up at the hands. Take a slow walk or just step up to meet your hands. Finding your forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you'd like here. Maybe clasp opposite elbows. Maybe find a little sway. And then release the hands. Bend the knees generously. Press through all sides of the feet. Engage the core as you start to roll up nice and slow. You can use the hands on the legs to help you if you need to. Once you come up to mountain, go ahead and shake it out a little bit. All right. One second here. Okay. Go ahead and grab some water if you need to anytime. And we'll come into our mountain pose. And then let's inhale, reach the arms up. press the palms together and take them down to the heart. And inhale, do the opposite. Hands reach up, palms touching. And exhale, open the arms wide and down. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, open and down. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands down to the heart. And inhale, lift. Exhale, open and reach down. This time, let's inhale, reach the arms up, grab a hold of that right wrist, gently draw it up towards the ceiling first, grow long on that side, then find your side bend over to the left. So pressing that right hip a little bit to the left, see if you can even out the weight between both feet. And then slowly come back. Grab a hold of the left wrist, gently draw up towards the ceiling first, and then over into your side bend to the right. And then slowly come back up. Go ahead and release the arms. And let's take our feet wide. And actually, you may want to grab a block as well. So have your block and have your strap nearby, just within reach. They don't have to be on your mat. And then when you've got that, go ahead and take the feet wide. And let's turn the right toes to the right. So check out the alignment of your feet. Sometimes it feels more comfortable to have the heel of that right foot in line with the arch of the back foot, and that's more traditional, but everyone's anatomy is different. So maybe it feels more balanced for you in the hips, in the feet, if you have that right heel lined up somewhere else on that left foot. So play around with that, find what makes you feel more stable. And then when you find that, find stillness. Let's take the arms out to the sides. And we're going to keep that right leg straight. We're just going to start to tip the left hip back. So I'm cocking my left hip out. And as I do that, I'm going to start to reach forward with my right hand as far as I can go. And when I can't go any further, I'm going to release that hand wherever it lands on the leg. So that might be on the shin or on the thigh. Definitely do not press right on the knee. And then take the left hand up. So we're coming into triangle here. And in triangle, you want to think about opening the heart a little bit towards the ceiling. Give it one more breath. And then imagine I'm pulling on that right hand to draw you all the way back up. And release the arms. Let's turn the toes to face center. And take the hands to the hips. And on your inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. And exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips. So you're sending your tailbone back as far as you can. Bending forward, releasing the hands either to your block or to the floor. Top of the head should be pointing straight down. Let the head and neck go here. See if you can even the weight out between your heels and your toes. Give it one more breath here. And then walk the hands forward. We're going to extend the spine so it's not quite half lift, but we're going to grab our block if you're not already using it and place it in the middle. So if you don't need the block, that's fine. You can leave the hand on the mat. Block can be on any height also. So left hand's going to come onto the block, and notice the position your hips are in before you twist. So the hips should be neutral, facing down. So we want to keep that. So the tendency here is when we lift the arm to come into our twist, that right hip's going to want to come out to the side. So see if you can keep the hips straight. You may not lift that right arm as far. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take one more breath. And then slowly release. Take the right hand into the center or on the block. And again, be mindful of the hips. Inhale, left fingertips are going to reach as you twist. See if you can keep the hips stable. Give it one more breath. And then slowly release. You can set the block aside. Let's take the hands to the top of the thighs and press through the hands and feet to come all the way back up. All right, if you need to, go ahead. Let's go ahead and toe heel the feet together. And just walk out through the feet a little bit. All right. And we'll come back to our wide legs. And this time we're going to turn the left toes left. And again, play with that heel to arch or heel to heel or heel to ball of foot alignment. Find what makes you feel most stable in the feet. That's the most important thing. And then let's take the arms out to the sides. So we'll find our triangle on this side. So we're going to start by cocking that right hip over to the right and starting to reach that left hand to the left, reaching as far as you can, and then releasing that hand to where it feels most comfortable on the leg. Please don't rest it on the knee. Resting it up on the thigh is perfectly fine. See if you can engage the core so you're not dumping all of your weight into that hand on the leg. Give it one more breath. Try and open the chest a little bit towards the ceiling. And then as if I was pulling on your right hand, let that bring you all the way back up. Let's turn the toes to face the center and go ahead and carefully grab your strap. So we're going to take the strap behind us here. So feet are wide, toes are facing forward. If you know that you would rather not use the strap and you just want to interlace the hands behind you, that's fine. I like to use the strap because it takes some of the strain off of my elbows. So squeeze the shoulder blades together, whatever you're doing, and draw the knuckles down. The closer the hands are together on the strap, the more intense this is going to be. So feel free to widen your hands as much as you'd like. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, once again, hinge at the hips. Find a tiny bend in the knees as you start to fold forward. Taking the hands up overhead. Still squeezing the shoulder blades together, reaching the knuckles up towards the ceiling. If this is too much on your shoulders, feel free to release the hands at any time. Give it one more breath. And then if you need to release the hands to come up, please do. Otherwise, engage the core, press through the feet. Reach the hands up and back as you come up. All right, release the strap. You can set it aside. Toe heel the feet together and shake them out. All right. Let's inhale, reach. And exhale, take the hands down the heart center as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to the legs for support. Exhale, soften and fold. Step your feet as wide as your yoga mat. And bend the knees so that your fingers are touching the floor. And then just walk the hands over to the right. Let the head and neck be loose and relaxed. And then walk the hands through center over to the left. And And again, soften the head and neck, just let it hang. And then walk the hands back to center. Plant the hands, step the feet to downward dog. Take one breath here. And then release the knees. And find child's pose or puppy posture, whatever feels better. So in child's pose, knees can be together or they can be wide. In puppy posture, you can always take a block under the forehead or the chest. And the hips are going to stay lifted if you're in puppy. So trying to surrender the front body to your mat. Maybe rocking the forehead a little side to side. If the shoulders are pinching at all or feeling any tightness, go ahead and bend the elbows a little bit, walk them to the edges of your mat. Take one more deep, deep, full breath here. And then slowly walk the hands back. And let's come to a seat. And this can be any comfortable seat for you. You can sit up on a block or a bolster or a little towel. We're going to work into the shoulders a little bit more here. So go ahead and grab your strap and just keep it nearby. And then let's take the right arm across the chest. And you can bend that elbow as much as you need to here. And drop that right shoulder down. So make sure you're not pulling the arm so far across that you're really lifting that shoulder. And then go ahead and turn the chin to look to the right. Breathing into the back of the shoulder. Feeling the inhales create new space. And then slowly take the chin back to center. Go ahead and release that arm. And let's take the right hand to either the back of the right shoulder or the back of the neck, or anywhere in between. So between the shoulder and neck, wherever feels comfortable for you. And then maybe take the left hand to the back of the right arm, or maybe take it up and over and hold on to that right elbow with the fingers. But check in with yourself here. If you're really kind of scrunching yourself up like this in the shoulders, go ahead and take the hand back. You really want to be able to sit up nice and tall and not put a lot of pressure on the head or shoulders. So breathing wherever you are. And then maybe staying here. Maybe this is feeling like enough of a stretch for you today. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, go ahead and release the arms and grab your strap in the right hand. I like to double my strap so I have a loop to hold on to, but it's whatever is most comfortable for you. And then take that right hand back where it was. So back to the shoulder or the neck. And then send the left fingertips out and back to grab onto the strap on the bottom. So the closer the hands are together here, just like when we did our fold, the more pressure it's going to put, the deeper the stretch. So maybe widen the hands. Hands can be really wide on this strap, and you're still going to feel a great stretch. And again, notice as the hands get closer, sometimes we tend to kind of round the shoulders in. We really want to lift and open the chest. So take the hands a little wider if you're noticing that's happening. Breathing wherever you are. Give it one more breath. And then nice and slow, release that left hand from the strap. Release the right hand, set the strap aside for a moment. And let's just go ahead and take the elbows together in front. And then lift the elbows as high up as they'll go. And then open the arms. And then squeeze the elbows down. Let's do that 2 more times. Take the elbows together, palms touch in front. Inhale, lifting the elbows as high as you can while still keeping the forearms touching. Exhale, open the arms wide and squeeze the elbows down. 1 more time. Draw the elbows together and lift, and then open wide and squeeze them down. All right, let's take the other side and then we'll take it down onto our back. So this time draw the left arm across the chest. And again, have as much of a bend in the elbow as you'd like. Make sure you're plugging that shoulder in so you're not reaching the arm all the way across like that. And then if it's comfortable, turn the chin to look to the left. And then take the chin back to center. Slowly release the arm. And go ahead and reach that left hand for either the shoulder or the neck or somewhere in between. And again, here you can take the right hand to the back of the arm, or you can take it up and over to hold on to the elbow. And even if you're just touching the elbow with the fingertips, that's fine. Breathing wherever you are. And maybe staying here. If you're feeling comfortable here, please stay. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, release the arms to grab your strap. You're going to take the strap in the left hand this time. And then reach that hand back where it was. And then if you'd like, send the right arm out and reach behind to grab the other end of the strap. So ultimately the goal is to work on getting one elbow pointing up and one pointing down. But if your elbows are reaching out to the side, that's okay. Just working where you are, breathing where you are. Sitting up nice and tall. Give it 2 more breaths. And then nice and slow, release the right hand, release the left. We're going to keep the strap with us, and we're just going to extend our legs long. Maybe flex and point the feet here. Maybe take some windshield wipers with the toes. And then let's take the strap around the bottom of the feet. And it's your choice if you'd like to keep the legs straight or if you want to bend them. Remembering that when you bend the knees, the stretch is going to be more in the back. And when you straighten the legs, the stretch is going to be more in the backs of the legs and the hamstrings. So wherever you want to stretch, inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, start to draw the chest towards the thighs. Moving nice and slow here. Finding a gentle tuck of the chin towards the chest. Maybe staying here, or you can extend the hands Reaching further down the strap if that feels good, or you can reach for the feet or the legs. Really feeling the breath moving in the back body. Maybe closing the eyes here, softening the forehead and jaw. Give it 2 more deep breaths. And then draw that belly button in and up as you slowly start to round all the way up. And you can set the strap aside. And let's make our way onto our backs. So before you come down, go ahead and grab any props you might need for Shavasana. So if you want a bolster or a blanket, go ahead and grab it. And then make your way onto your back. And go ahead and draw the knees into the chest and rock a little side to side. Maybe taking the knees in a nice slow circle, first one way and then the other. And then go ahead and release the left foot to the mat, and let's keep the right knee in. Maybe take some ankle circles with that right foot. Make sure you go both directions. And then press the left foot gently into the mat, engage your core, and we're going to start to take some knee and hip circles with that right knee. So we're really trying to isolate this movement into the right leg so that left foot and your core are keeping you stable. And then whenever you're ready, reversing the direction of the circle, moving nice and slow. And then hugging that right knee into the chest one more time. Go ahead and extend that left leg long down your mat. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to draw that right knee over to the left. So taking your supine twist, only going as far as is comfortable for you. Right arm can extend out to the right. And if it's comfortable for your neck, you can turn the chin to look to the right as well. Breathing into the side body, feeling that lovely opening stretch in the right side of the rib cage, creating space between the right knee and shoulder. And give it one more deep breath here. And then nice and slow, turn the head back to center if it was turned. Go ahead and draw that right knee back to center. And bend the left knee so foot is flat on the mat. Right knee is still hugged in. And then we're going to open that right knee out to the side. So the right knee is kind of pointing towards that right shoulder or outside of it. And maybe stay here, holding on behind the knee or thigh. We're taking half happy baby or half stirrup pose. The bottom of that right foot is pointed up towards the ceiling, so the foot is flexed. Maybe you want to reach for the ankle here or the shin, or you can reach for the inside or outside of the foot. You're just allowing that right knee to drop out to the right, opening that hip. And you can stay here, or you can extend that left leg long one more time. If you're extending the left leg long, go ahead and flex that foot. So really press the thigh down towards the mat. Give it one more deep breath wherever you are. And then slowly rebend the left knee, release the right foot, release it to the mat. Take your feet as wide as your yoga mat and do some windshield wipers with the knees. And then bring the feet back to hip distance apart. Go ahead and hug that left knee into the chest. Take some ankle circles with that left foot if it feels good. Make sure to go in both directions. And then pressing the right foot gently into the mat for stability, engage your core. Start to take those knee circles on the left, really isolating into that hip. And reversing the direction whenever you're ready. And then hugging that left knee into the chest, go ahead and extend the right leg long down your mat. And let's take the left knee over to the right. So you're taking that knee across the body. Left arm can reach out to the left, or you can take a half cactus arm as well. And if it's comfortable for your neck, your chin can turn to look to the left as well. Breathing into that left hip, into the left side of the rib cage. You're trying your best to keep that left shoulder blade on the mat. Give it one more deep, full breath here. And then take the chin back to center if the head was turned. Go ahead and slowly bring the left knee back to center as well. We're going to hug the left knee into the chest, and to start off here, bend that right knee again so the foot is flat on the mat. And we're going to take our half happy baby. So left knee is opening out to the left, and then you're pointing the bottom of that left foot up towards the ceiling so the foot is flexed. You can grab hold behind the thigh or the knee here. You can reach for the ankle, or you can grab either side of the foot. You're just allowing that left knee to open out to the side. Breathing into the hip, maybe staying here, or you can slide that right leg long down your mat. If you're doing that, you're pressing that right thigh down towards the mat actively. It may not touch, that's okay. Right foot is really nice and flexed. Give it one more breath wherever you are. And then slowly rebend the right knee, release the left foot, and take your feet as wide as your yoga mat and do some windshield wipers with the knees. And then we'll begin to set up for Shavasana. So finding any comfortable final resting pose that feels good to you, taking any final movement you might need on the way there, maybe a full body stretch, maybe finding a full happy baby or taking a reclined butterfly. Using any props to support you that you might need. And when you've arrived in your final resting pose, Go ahead and allow the eyes to soften or to close. And let's all take a deep, deep, full breath in through the nose. And a long sigh out. Deep, deep, full breath. Fill the body. Exhale, let it all go. One more time. Deep, deep, full breath in. Long letting go, sigh out. And slowly allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. No need to control it anymore. Allowing the body to begin to release into your mat. Softening the face, the jaw. Letting the front body be soft and open. Letting the back body be heavy and relaxed. Giving yourself some time here to absorb your practice. Letting go of anything that's no longer serving you. Clearing space for new energy, new life. And slowly beginning to bring your attention back into your body, back to the rhythm of your breath. And beginning to deepen the breath, drawing it down into the belly. Feeling that gentle rise and fall. Allowing the energy to begin to spread with any movements that feel good in the fingers and toes. Maybe rotating the wrists. Maybe gently turning the head from side to side. Maybe it would feel good to take a full body stretch, or maybe draw the knees into the chest. Whenever you're ready, making your way onto one side, gently pressing yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall and allowing the eyes to soften or close one more time when you arrive. If it's comfortable, drawing the hands together at the heart, sealing in your practice today, taking anything that served you off your mat into the rest of your day and week to come. I thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.